So Mercedes-Benz are supplying the FIA GT1 World Championship with their course cars this year. We've got the safety car here, the leading car behind me. And John, it's a really important job that Mercedes-Benz do, because to have the speed in these cars on the circuit is vital.
Yeah, I mean, AMG, which is the high-performance arm of Mercedes-Benz, have engineered the SLS, so that we're standing in front of it, and the C63, and of course the medical car, to be able to go out on track in an emergency or to start a race, or as the case of the safety car, to follow on the opening lap. These are road cars that have got to perform on the racetrack against proper race cars such as the race SLS that we're going to see this weekend. And what AMG do is they put massive carbon fiber brakes on the car. You've got adjustability within the cockpit in terms of the suspension settings and also the engine management settings. So in effect, we've got a super road car that's even been supercharged literally and metaphorically to provide safety for the crews that are going to drive it in the support to the start of any event.
So let's find out just how quick this Mercedes SLS is, what is going to take me out in it around Navarra. So here's a hot lap then around the Navarra Circuit. We're in the Mercedes SLS leading car. John Watson is driving us as we pile down towards the first corner here at Navarra. We're going to be hitting 200 kilometers an hour, maybe 210, maybe 220 in fact.
230 in fact.
230 as we come into this right-hander.
Probably about 10 kilometers too many for me, but anyway.
It's strange because it's three corners that are pretty much as one almost, aren't they?
It's almost, but not quite.
And then through this flat-out downhill left-hander at turn 4, is it going to be flat out? Yeah, well, pretty much. Perhaps in the actual race car.
The race car, probably, but it is flat out in the race car.
And this turn 5 is one of the longest corners on the circuit, and one of the most challenging to get the exit right as well.
It's just to get the whole thing is getting into it is the thing. Then you're straight away immediately hugging the curb on the exit to take turn 7. And then up into turn 8. And so again, it's a question of getting the car neatly into the apex, then straightening it up on the exit. Then you've got to flat out run down into turn 9.
Yep.
Now we're running the car very much in its road configuration as opposed to the ultimate track configuration. So we've got all the benefits of the inbuilt anti-skid devices working for us.
And then out into the kind of tight and twisty final section of the circuit. Again, a right-hander that you compromise your run through to get the best turn into this left-hander. We saw a few moves in there over the past few years.
It's a really frustrating corner because whatever you do, you always find yourself, I find myself running into it too quickly.
Yeah. And now we're into the penultimate corner pretty much at turn 13. There's a short little kink as we go quite wide, and this is where we saw a few brave moves, didn't we, last year especially. If you carry more speed, don't compromise this left-hander, you might be able to get up the inside.
So this is the final corner, turn 15, and again it's about being in cleanly and getting on the throttle as soon as you can to give you the maximum drive up the straight. So we saw about 230 on the the start of the flying lap, so we're coming up to 230 now. It's doing 240, and I'm off the throttle a bit sooner to give me a better entry into turn 1, and then you've immediately got turn 2.
So we've got an hour of piling around these, two 1-hour races.
That's a mistake. I overran that corner because I thought I would just try to brake a little bit later and reposition the car in the corner, but it didn't quite work for me.
So a very challenging racetrack, a very technical racetrack, one that's pretty difficult to get right, and that's going to be the challenge for our GT1 drivers this weekend here in Navarra.